Hi and welcome to Lois and Morgana Davidson Art. It's Lois here, and today I'm going to be showing you how I add something to my Day 3 Stormy Sky practice, which I shall link to in the description below. I painted a few skies in a one sky a day challenge, and this is one of them. And I have decided to add this sailing boat to it using a photograph that I found on Pixabay, and then simply sketching the boat on top of the sky wash, and then going over it with a waterproof fine liner and then a lick of paint. So it's a really nice easy way to use up your sky washes and to practice other features. You don't have to turn your sky washes into sea scenes. You could turn them into any scenes of your choice. Well, it will depend on how your sky wash looks, but I think if you see the background here, you can see that it was a bit of a no-brainer for me to turn this into a sea scene, as it pretty much looked like it. So this is my reference photograph that I found on Pixabay, and I would always advise finding some sort of a reference for things that you want to paint, and then you'll get a more convincing loose likeness. I shall leave the link to this photograph in the description below. And here's my sky wash as I left it when I finished my Day 3 sky practice. Please follow the link below to Day 3 of my sky practice so that you can watch how I paint this and paint along with me if you would like to try this scene. I'm sketching the boat out lightly and loosely using a B pencil. I like a B pencil for this because it doesn't indent the paper too much, but it's not so soft that it will smudge all over the paper either. So just lightly sketching in with the pencil to make sure that I get the proportions of the boat right before I go over it with waterproof fine liner. I'm going over the outline with my 0.3 Faber-Castell Artist Pitt Pen fine liner, and then I will use a chisel nibbed fine liner of the same brand for my darkest darks, just to fill in the inside of the boat itself, but leaving a little bit of something and nothing showing through, to try and keep this nice and sketchy, trying to keep some movement in the line so that when I put a little bit of paint in, I still keep this movement of the boat against the sort of stormy, windswept sky. I hope you can see that by varying up my line widths and adding a bit of shading, I'm starting to bring the shape of this very simple boat to life. So just a few finishing touches, a little bit more dark inside the boat itself, something in nothing. And then you can see I've lost the edge between the hull and the water. That's because I want those sort of soft effects of the water sort of slapping up against the hull as it cuts through the waves. So I'm not really putting in very much detail across the base of the boat. And of course the reflections, there won't really be any because the water is so choppy. Just a light touch for the rigging here and there, skimming the pen across the paper so it sort of hits and misses. And now I can be ready to paint it. And as my sky and sea are already done, it's a really simple task to paint in the boat. I've just got some burnt sienna and my small calligraphy brush, but any small round brush with a good point will do. And I'm painting in the sails with burnt sienna, and I'm going to make sure that I use a darker, richer mix where the sails are in shadow, and then just dip into a very light value of the same burnt sienna for the lighter parts of the sails. I'll then use the same colours for the hull of the boat, but adding touches of burnt umber and a little bit of Payne's grey. So I've just bedded the boat into the water a bit more by darkening it up with a bit more Payne's grey using a flat mottler brush. I've used a fan brush, which is quite nice for these sort of fairly random marks, to try and suggest where the boat's cutting through the water, just adding in a few shadows, but trying to keep as many highlights and softening back any hard edges with a clean, damp synthetic mop brush. So So I hope I've shown you how easy it is to turn your sky wash practices into paintings. It's just a matter of deciding what your wash will suit, in other words, what sort of subject matter, and then finding a reference and then sketching it onto the wash and painting it. And again, this is where sketching practice comes in handy. The more confident you are with your sketching, the more convincing your paintings will end up being. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave us a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And feel free to support the channel by following Morgana or I via our Patreon pages. And the links you will find to that in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Take care and happy painting. Bye.